experience and operation.
Plus, it speaks to the connection that sport has. It's something for everyone. So there really is a giant in all of us. Let's have a bit of a look at the sports industry in Australia. So what does it mean? Now, sport isn't just something that's on TV. It's not just an entertainment industry. It's about community. It's about connection. What does that mean practically for ITMS students? So there are so many varied opportunities in sport, from event managers, coaches, high performance. There's journalists, there's commentators, there's marketers, there's graphic designers, sports scientists, nutritionists. There's just a wide array of opportunities in sport. And sport is such a big business in Australia and globally. Globally, the sports industry is worth $480 to $620 billion, just astronomical. In Australia, there's over $12 billion spent on sport every year. There's a workforce of over 220,000 people in Australia. It's just mind-blowing. The sports industry is actually worth 2 to 3% of Australia's GDP every year. For comparison, that's as big as the tourism industry in Australia. It's just massive, massive, massive business. How about the AFL? The AFL is really Australia's national game. Aussie rules, you might know it as. So the AFL is a governing body of the league. There's 18 clubs in that league. And there's 1 million members of the AFL in those clubs. 1 million across Australia. It's just fantastic numbers. Revenue from the AFL is $700 million a year. And that's just the league itself. That's not including all club revenues. In 2017, there was a broadcast deal struck worth $2.5 billion. It's a huge business. What I really love about AFL, though, is that it's for everyone. There are millions of participants across the country. One of the most fascinating things about working in AFL at the moment is the growth in AFLW. There are 600,000 women and girls that play Aussie rules across the country. Another fascinating thing about AFL is its links to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island community. Hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, there was a game called Barnbrook, and that's what AFL is based on today. It really holds a special place in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, and still played in many of those places today. So let's have a little bit more of a look at who the Giants are. As I mentioned, the Giants are the youngest team in the competition, with 2 expansion teams brought in about 10 years ago, and the Giants was the second of those. We're based in Western Sydney. We've also got a home in Canberra, so we operate in Western Sydney and Canberra across 2 markets, which is another fascinating thing about our club. And we have 3 teams under this Giants umbrella. So as I said, there's AFL, there's AFLW, and netball. There really is something for everyone in the Giants. And although we might have a short history, it's only 10 years, it's been rich. We've built a culture over that time, and we've achieved a whole lot. At the top, I'd like to draw your attention to our mission statement, really. So all businesses have a mission statement, and Giants is no different. So ours is to create a great club like no other. that delivers the best family entertainment, wins premierships, and enriches the lives of people in Western Sydney, Canberra, and our broader communities. A couple of things I'd like to highlight in this. One of my favourite things in this is that we're a club like no other. It's the benefit of being an expansion team of a new business. You're not tied down in that tradition and, this is the way we do things. At the Giants, every idea is a good idea. There's fresh, unique perspectives brought to the table, and we really strive to be a club like no other. We deliver the best family entertainment. This one's particularly interesting because that's our market. We're all about families, delivering that family entertainment. We operate in Western Sydney where there isn't a huge tradition of AFL. People might not know what it is. They might not have much of an interest in that, in the action, in the players, and what happens on the field. We're all about being a family entertainment prospect, somewhere you can take the kids on the weekend. Wins premierships. It's essential to any AFL team. We've got to win premierships to achieve the highest level. It reaches the lives of people in Western Sydney, Canberra, and our broader communities. The Giants operating in our community and enriching those people's lives is central to everything we do. So as I said, the Giants are an expansion team, and it's like a startup business. It's just an absolutely giant task. We've got to attract fans and members. We have to build a brand from nothing, and we've got to achieve success in doing that. One of the most interesting things about the Giants is the market that we operate in. So we operate in Western Sydney. It's a population of over 2.3 million, and it's expected to grow to 3 million in the next 15 years. 4 times larger than Gold Coast, which is where the other expansion team is, and 2 times larger than Adelaide. It's spread over 14 LGAs and over 700 schools. There are actually 40% in Western Sydney that were born overseas or speak a language other than English. To try and market AFL to them and get them engaged in the Giants is particularly challenging, but it's a great challenge to have. As I said, the Giants have been around for 10 years, a short history, but it's already very storied. So in May 2012, we achieved our first win. We had our first ever AFL W game and our win in 2017, and we've moved on to nearly reach the pinnacle of the sport. In September 2019, we were in our first AFL Grand Final. This personally was one of the best experiences I've had being a part of that AFL Grand Final league. So in our 10 years across AFL, AFLW and netball, we've achieved a lot already. One of the most interesting things to learn when I started at the Giants was how it actually looks like. It's strange that it looks like a normal business in a lot of ways. There's a board of directors, an executive team, there's a commercial department, there's a finance department, a HR department, all these things that you find in usual businesses. What is unique to it, of course, is the football department. And that's something that employs over 50 employees at the Giants. Across the Giants, we have over 100 employees employed full-time. And this is what our structure looks like. So we've got that board of directors, we've got an executive team, football department's massive, media and communication is a big part of what we do, community, and the Giants Foundation, which is our charity, commercial department, consumer and marketing, which is the team that I work in, and then all those usual things from business, admin, finance, and operations. The Giants and RCMS, so we've had this partnership for a few years now, and it's been great. We take on anywhere between 4 to 8 students every year, from event management courses, sports management courses, and they come for experience at the Giants. It's been such a successful program. I think there's about 4 ex-RCMS students who are casually employed by the Giants, and 2 of them have actually secured full-time employment. So it's something that we take really seriously, our students that come for experience from ICMS, and we're really pleased to have this partnership. When you come for experience, these are some of the departments that you get a really good look at. So the Giants Consumer Department encompasses membership and ticketing, events, marketing, graphic design, and merchandise. So you work really closely with each of those departments. Whatever your interest is, that's what you can do more work in. It's something that you really get out what you put in, and you can even if you don't know what you like, you can find out what you like by working across so many different departments. One of the other departments sitting outside the consumer team is the commercial department. So these deal with big money deals with our Kias, with our Toyo, Tires, with our St. George, all those commercial partnerships. So it's something that you get a really good look at the Giants, and in I see messy internship with the Giants. Membership and ticketing and events, it's a really good spot to start in sport. Lots of entry-level jobs and those type of things, and that's where you get the most experience. So this is just an example of some of the things that you learn experience the Giants. So, whether it's customer service skills, understanding the fan journey, psychology, there's a whole bunch of marketing, understanding the market that we operate in. Things like managing time effectively, working in a team, that's really transferable skills. It's something that you learn something new at the Giants every day. And one of the big things that I mentioned in ticketing software is that it's used internationally as well. So once you get to know how to use that, you're really a leg up for applying for any other job in the sporting industry. You'll already have a base knowledge of their membership and ticketing software. It's a great place to increase your professional network. One of the best things about the Giants is, we have an open office, no walls, you can yell out across the room. You can go and ask people questions all the time. No one will ever knock you back. You'll get to know people really well. You'll learn a lot from a lot of amazing people at Giants. And you just gain that deeper insight into how a sporting organisation works. Across the 5 years I've worked there, I've learned so much. It's been fantastic. I want to give you a quick look at some of my favourite things to working for the Giants and something that interns from ICMS get particular involvement in. So you might have a knowledge of some of the quarter time and half time, 3/4 time activities that we hold. But basically, you've got a stadium full of 10, 20,000 people. These game breaks in between the game action. It's a great space for our commercial partners to come in and capture people's attention. So we play a large role in rolling out these activations on field. Some of my favourite ones here are at quarter time. There's an activation we run called Beat the Stick. Really simple concept. Basically, there's a Kia Stinger, $70,000, $80,000 car up for grabs if you can win a race. So it's you versus a professional sprinter. You get a 30-metre head start, and we see if you can beat it to the finish line to win yourself a car. The catch is that you're being chased by the Sting. This Kia Stinger personality is really fast sprinter who's going to mow you down. So I've got a little bit of a look at how this one ran in 2019. Red on the mowing down. This owns the car. And you'll see on the field here, and a couple of I see messages made up of it. So part of a student's role is thinking of these hilarious competitions we do, something that's really engaging for the audience, makes that fan experience better, and gives our commercial partners a really good platform to engage the audience. Give you a quick look at another one we ran for the Daily Closer. Also one of my favourites here.
And the Daily Telegraph marks up competition is back, and it is bigger than ever in 2018. As you can see, we've got two participants. We've got Shady, we've got Bill. There's still 6 footballs flying up into the air. 2 of them worth $500, 2 of them worth $1,000.
Basic contest, you want to fire some footballs up and see if these guys can catch them. We ran this time and time again, and it never stopped being funny to me.
With that now, tell us, what's your tactics?
To be honest, I'd love the grand final, but to catch the ball, I'll be very happy.
But even after we usually think these guys will catch this, they look confident.
Yeah, and I missed it out.
I'm not sure on this one. We'll see.
I think we ran this about 20 or 30 times.
Yeah.
Not to spoil it, I don't think anyone ever caught it.
From 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not a day in the life of a human being. Firing off some footballs really hard to drop.
Never mind. The Daily Telegraph marks up competition will be back at every home game.
As I said, this is just, a small part of what we do with the Giants, but it really is, one of my favourite things to do. I'll share one more video with you. This is quite remarkable. We have a long-running competition called the Twitter Kick and Catch, which involves a fan kicking a ball from 30 metres away into a stack of tires. The prize for this is an astronomical $100,000. In 2018, I think it was, the Giants versus Swans game, so a sold out crowd. This guy did sold out been to AFL Grand Finals, and the crowd is now as well from this cycle for if you could catch for $100,000. Being part of these special moments is really one of the best things to work with. But there is so much more working in the Giants. I'll just share a couple of skills before we wrap up. Community and charity is such a big part of what we do. This photo here with some of our netball, AFL and AFLW players is taken at Royal McDonald House. Been to Royal McDonald several times with these guys, and it's such a fantastic experience. The joy that we brought, by sport, people in not the best circumstances is something you've really got to experience to believe. Working in schools is a fantastic part of what we do. As I said, there's more than 700 schools in Western Sydney. Keeping these kids fit, active, living a healthy lifestyle is, an important part of what the Giants do. And as I said, there's really a chance in all of us. Whether your game is AFL, AFLW, netball, or anything in between, no matter what, there really is a giant in all of us. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. It was educational and a bit of fun. A huge thanks to ICNS for having me.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. That was an awesome presentation about the Giants. We're just so thankful that you were able to share that with all of our students and everyone watching today. A quick question that I'm wondering is, obviously working in sport is it has its differences with working in a sort of more classic business setting, and obviously good differences. But with the teams, with the winning and losing and things like that, is that something that you guys like that kind of translates to the office environment? Isn't it something you have to kind of get used to? Like I can imagine in 2019, like when the Giants were in the grand final, it must have been an awesome vibe in the office. But if it's the other way around, is it something that you guys have to kind of work on to make sure you stay positive?
It's a really good question. Coming in the Monday after a loss, it's definitely different from coming in the Monday after a win.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to ignore that energy. You brought up the 2019 grand final.
Yeah.
I think out of that week, I think I had 2 or 3 sleepless nights. We had 15 events to organise in that week. But
Yeah.
you got through it because you just fed off the energy from everyone else. There's so much buzz, so much excitement. So it is definitely different working in a normal business. But I think a lot of it is good different. I think the best thing about it is that, we feed off that positive energy a lot more.
Yeah.
We'll really be up and about after a win a long time, a lot longer than we're down after a loss.
Yeah, of course. I guess that's just something you get used to after working in it for a period of time.
Yeah.
Another question from a student's perspective and kind of someone who's interested in breaking into working within the sporting industry. What do you have any tips for a job interview for the sporting industry and the kind of thing you should think about when you're interviewing for a job, like in terms of, the knowing information on the team or like anything like that? What would your tips be for that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this. As I mentioned, I've been running an internship program, and we take people through mock job interviews. We think it's an educational experience for students as well as lets us get to know them. So just in the past week, I've had about 15 to 20 interviews with some students. And there are some things that should be on your checklist for sure. You should definitely have some background knowledge of the business that you're operating in, that you're applying for rather. You should have a really in-depth knowledge of the position. So one of the first questions I ask is, what is your understanding of what this position is? If you can't answer that question, it shows that, you haven't done your research, you don't really understand what you're getting into. It's difficult to come back if you don't know that question. I think one of the things you need to do is have a coherent message as well. What you're trying to do, in a sense, is sell the person you're talking to on the idea of hiring you. So you've really got to have a clear, consistent message to get across. In answering the interviewer's questions, you still have to have your talking points and really get across that you're the person for the job. Yeah,
of course. All right. That's like great advice for people. I'm assuming most of the people who are watching are younger and, wanting to do that. So hopefully they can take that on board and, reflect it in where they're going. Now, one last question. I think we're running out of time, but I think one last question we'll ask you is, obviously working in sport, there's a huge hype around the game days and things like that. So what's kind of a game day look for you and maybe the interns as well? What are some of the key activities that you guys get up to prepare for the game day and along the day as well?
Yeah, sure. So you can ask, me or anyone else at work game days. It's the favourite part of the job. It really is. So we work, a week, 2 weeks, all this planning, all this preparation for these game days, and where it all comes together. All the different departments come together as well. The membership and ticketing, the commercial, everything comes together. So what you get on game day is just a really good reflection of the business and all the work that's being done. The activities and the actual roles that interns will have can be so varied. You can be up in the production room seeing what's happening on the big screen. You can be down on the ground running some competitions we just saw. You can be in our membership hub, taking people's inquiries and being that frontline of customer service. You can be selling merchandise and be kicking footies around with kids. You can be in the change rooms, monitoring people coming in and out and being really close to the action. So, there's just a huge variety of experiences there. And the great thing is we have, 11 game days, so you really get a chance to look at it all throughout the season.
Yeah, sounds like a super exciting thing to be involved with and definitely an exciting career path for young people to look at and get involved with. So I think we'll wrap up here. So because we're, running short on time, I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in to this session. I hope everyone learned a few things. I know that I certainly did. So a huge thank you to Tom for coming along and doing that for us. Now, if anyone's watching is interested in a career in sport, which I'm sure you are, please make sure you tune into our Bachelor of Business Sports Management session at 12:15. You'll hear from a student who's currently studying the degree and also a faculty member. And also, if you have any further questions about ICMS and things like that, don't hesitate to jump onto our live chat, and one of our members of our team will help you there. So yeah, thanks again, Tom, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day.
Cool. Thanks so much, Steve. See you all the next Giants game.